Kat bawah kan?
Aku cakap apa pun aku tak dengar dah sekarang tu. Nanti bawa ke rumah. Dia berak 2 kali. Dia cakap, oh kamu nak kasih keras saja. Makanan ni. Ini kan keras saja. Taknya sesuatu. My Angel, aduh. My Angel, baby Angel. Tak keluar. Ni aku bagi tahu aku ini.
Shit, lambat.
Aku nak download.
Bodoh lah, ada lalai bodoh.
You ni. Dia benda dah nampak. Macam aku sebab benda dah nampak.
Tak boleh. Dia rahsia. Bodoh, kata.
Baru nak tulis kata Melayu pun dah tahu.
Taklah, kantoi lah nama.
Assalamualaikum semua awak hadiri. Welcome to our webinar.
Okay, Waalaikumsalam Puan.
Yeah, we will be starting at 9 a.m.
Okay, alright.
Alright, thank you.
Sebab masuk kan?
Hi, Assalamualaikum, Sir Azri and Sir Farizwan. We will be starting at 9 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience. Thank you. Assalamualaikum to everybody, good morning to all of you. Kindly inform that our webinar will be start at 9 a.m. We value your kind cooperation and interested to join with us today. Kindly inform for further information. Thank you. Just a friendly reminder, our webinar will be start at 9 a.m., which means a few minutes. Thank you. Announcing the arrival of our guest of honor for today, Mr. Muhammad Hadri bin Nur Kamal, Mr. Muhammad Faisal Hafiz bin Yahya, and Mr. Aziz Malik. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to the Head of Faculty of Business and Management, Dr. Yasir Amira, Program Advisor, Madam Haimuza, speakers, lecturers, and to all audience. For your information, we are doing a hybrid webinar titled Project Management and Global Sustainability. So we have audience attending by online and also physical here. Audience, please say hi to the camera. Thank you. My name is Dr. Nabila Binti Samsa Arifin, and Operation Management student from UiTM Kedah branch will be as your moderator for today's event. Before we proceed, I would like to invite everyone to sing together our national anthem Negara Ku and Wawasan Setia Wakil UiTM. So, as to pray for blessing for this morning gathering, I would like to invite Haikal for the recital of Dhamma.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Hamdan syakirin, alhamdulillah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li wajhika al-azim. Allahumma ya Allah, we especially in connection with this happy day, we beseech you and grateful to you in the glory of our safe and prosperous life. We seek your blessing for your against the spiritual articles that will implement the blessings with your topic and today with that in the greatness, peace, glory, and prosperity in this world and the hereafter. Make us the responsible intellectual, and let us with regular knowledge that will be beneficial to mankind. Make us the righteous children that follow your command and live the people that. Please forgive us for our wrongdoing. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Wassallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wasallam. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to our Head of Faculty of Business and Management, Dr. Yanti Asfa Amira. Welcome, Doctor, to our webinar. Thank you, Haikal, for the Doa recitation. Next, I will invite Dr. Yanti Asfa Amira to give an opening speech. Please, Doctor.
First of all, Assalamualaikum. Can you hear my voice?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum. Yes, we can hear your voice.
All right. Alhamdulillah. The respected guest of honors, Muhammad Faizwan, then Mr. Muhammad Hadri, and Mr. Azbid Malik, and of course the hardworking organizing committee of this webinar, and all, of course, students who are here, both online and face to face. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning. I'm not gonna take a lot of time. I'm just glad and honored to be a part of this webinar. Hopefully, we can gain some, maybe not a lot, but if a lot, alhamdulillah, but some knowledge, some information that has been going on out there, especially to the students who are within the academic parameter. So Mr. Asfid, all three panels maybe could share with us what's going on out in the industry. And also students, please gain all what you can from this webinar. And if you have questions, feel free, do not be shy to ask questions. That's all. Thank you. Have a blessed webinar. Alhamdulillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
For the speech there. All right, next. Dear audience, it's time for me to introduce our panel for today. Our first panel for today is Encik Muhammad Hadri bin Nur Kamal. Sir Hadri graduated in Estate Assistance Structured Training majoring in Plantation Management, conducted by Building Estate Structured Training at Biodiversity Academy. Sir Hadri has served in plantation industry more than 9 years as Estate Assistant Manager. Next, our second panel for today is Mr. Muhammad Farizwan Hafiz Yahya. Sir Farizwan graduated from University Technology Mara, UiTM itself, majoring in plantation management. Sir Farizwan has served in plantation industry more than 5 years as estate assistant manager in rubber plantation. And finally, our international speaker, Mr. Azwin Malik. Sir Azwin graduated from University of Hertfordshire, United Kingdom in Bachelor of Science, majoring in Computer Science, Software Engineering. Sir Azwin has 4 years of experience as solution architect at UiTM Solution Malaysia, and currently now as Manager Technology and Solution at Corporate Holdings Berhad. Welcome to our panel. Hello, can you share to us about your career journey? Maybe we can start with Sir Muhammad Hadri.
Hello, sorry, Puan. The sound is not really clear. Can you repeat? Pardon, in your question?
Can you share about us, about your career journey?
Oh, I see. All right. Okay. First of all, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to our webinar team. It's an honor to be joined in this webinar, and I really appreciate it for inviting me to join this course. Okay. First of all, in my journey, I have majoring in estate plantation, which is majoring in oil palm and rubber production. I have started my career on 2013, early 2013 at Sabah for 4 years, and then I transferred to Sarawak around 4 years or so, and then currently I'm now at Peninsula Malaysia at Kedah, Kuala Nerang, and also I have been here more than 1.5 years. So currently now I'm under Treatment Corridors Sdn Bhd, which is being owned by Council Set Motor Bukhari. So I think that's all for me. Thank you.
What an awesome journey. Thank you for sharing with us. Okay, next, Sir Farizwan, can you share with us your career journey?
Baik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all students and lecturers. First of all, my name is Muhammad Farizwan Hafiz bin Yahya. I'm a estate assistant manager at Treatment Corridors Sdn Bhd, Sungai Seraya Estate, Kuala Nerang, Kedah. So my journey started from 2018. Since 2018, I'm a assistant manager, and now majoring on rubber plantation, mostly rubber plantation. I started at Kedah and at Kedah only, so no other state that I've been go, so only Kedah. So started from Bukit Selambau Estate, and then I joined Treatment Corridors Sdn Bhd 2019. So my major was rubber plantation lah. So that's all from me. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you. And for Sir Azwin, how about you? What made you choose to grow your career and work in Malaysia?
Right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to everyone. Thanks again, everyone, for having me. It's quite an honor to be here. It's good to see everyone. I'm a bit of an alma mater for UiTM, actually. I graduated from Intech a very long time ago. So my career started around 2012, 2013 in UK. I graduated and I went straight into software development. And I realized I did not want to spend my life behind a computer, just typing away all the time. So I decided to go out and meet people, and that's why I became a solutions architect. So what I do is I find problems that people have, and I design solutions for them. I fix them. I create programs to help them basically move on to the future world. And a lot of it comes down to actually project management and stability, like we're going to be talking about today, is to make what works for everyone, make it easier and make it compact. And that's what I enjoy doing. That's what I've been doing for a very long time now. Makes me sound old, but yeah, that's where I am. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you for the information. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, did you know that in our changing world, sustainability in project is more important than ever? Project sustainability involves both uh, individuals and organizational responsibility to ensure that outputs, outcomes, and benefits are sustainable over life cycle and during their creation, disposal, and decommissioning. Building sustainability into the vision at very start of the project, if sustainability is a well planned, is a key requirement. From the outside, it cannot be treated and forgotten. Okay, let's start our forum with the first question. Is our panel ready now?
Yes, yes.
Yes, we are ready.
Good to go.
The first question, does the organization that you work now has a sustainability program? And for this question, maybe Mr. Hadi can answer that?
Okay. The question is how does project management related and impact on the sustainability? Yes, we have it. So these are related in our daily estates working activity, which is in order to create a good sustainability of working environment, which are safe and also protected our natural habitats by conserving them without hurting our environment and preserve them. This is due to by each of our estate under trade winds must be certified by MSPO, which is stand for Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil, which is under MPOB Malaysia. So if the question is we are having the sustainability program or not, yes, we have it.
Sorry.
Thank you for that. As far as I know, Mr. Farizwan is in the same company as Mr. Hadri, is it? Yeah, thank you.
Yes, yes.
Alright, so what about Mr. Alvid's company? Can you share with us?
Right. As far as our company goes, there's not much sustainability. I think the most things most companies, generic companies, can do is to keep it as green as possible, use green energy, do what we can for the environment, sort of a thing. For us, there is no, let's say, program that focus on sustainability because we're more diverse. We're in shipping industry, so we lean towards the other side, unfortunately, on this matter.
Thank you for answering that. Next is for Mr. Farizwan. How does project management related and impact on the sustainability?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So what the question is regarding the impacts of the sustainability, project management impact to the sustainability in our daily routine, our estate operation. So we must compile the MSPO. So the operation must follow the rules and regulation that been stated by MSPO. So in order us to get the certified from MPOB, so the impact is our working environment, which we must consider for the working environment, and also protected the natural habitats and our daily operations, to make sure that our daily operation must strictly follow what's been guided by MPOB. That is the impact which before we start our job, we must take precaution or take any action that not be harmful to the environment.
That's incredible. Both are connected like a magnet, isn't it? Alright, next. This question is open for any of the panel. Sustainability in the project profession is an approach to business and balance the environmental, social, and economic aspect of project-based working. Is there any few types? There are few types of sustainability in different concerns. How to balance all of the sustainability in managing the project? So who wants to answer first? Maybe Mr. Azri can answer the question. Or Mr. Farizwan?
So in trade wind plantation, so in trade wind corridor, we've been applied some principle and criteria in order us to get the certified SPO. So some of the principle and criteria were commitment to transparency, compliance with applicables and regulations, commitment to long-term economic and financial viability. So there are a few types of sustainability. So in order to us for balance the sustainability, we must follow the principle and criteria that being provided by Trade Corridors. Maybe Mr. Adri can add some more for our company.
Okay, so the question is how to balance all of the sustainability in managing the project. So each of our estates, which is majoring in rubber or oil palm plantation, so we need to comply with the principle and criteria given by MSTO, which is called principle and criteria. The principle consists of 8 principles, which is the number 1 is commitment to transparency. Principle number 2, compliance with applicable laws and regulations that are related in our industry. And the third one, commitment to long-term economic and financial viability, which is we need to plan or budget or estimate our project, which is not to harm our environmental, which we need to conserve while we are conducting our work, but we also reserve our natural habitat, environmental, and our stakeholder to ensure this industry that can be run within good sustainability. And the fourth one, use of appropriate best practices by growers or millers, which is same for us. The grower is mean by us, estate production, millers, and by the mill. And the fifth principle is environmental responsibility and conservation of natural resources and biodiversity, which is almost same with the third principle. Number 6, responsible consideration of employees and of individuals and communities affected by growers and millers. And the 7 principles, responsible development of new planting, which is the new planting in our industry means new planting, which means we plant a new site to plant our crop. So on that area, we must make sure there are not any natural habitats that we can that we cannot touch if there are any natural habitats. So we need to conserve unless there are not any problem within the area. So we need to apply permit to conduct new planting. So and the last one, the 8th principle, commitment to continuous improvement in each area of activity. So this commitment is for us to maintain a good continuous improvement in our daily operation to ensure this sustainability meet our own needs without compromising the ability of our future generations and to meet their own needs. So that's mean overall this is to maintain and to conserve our natural environmental by producing our crop without polluting them. So I think that's all.
All right, what about Sir Azmi? Can you share with us?
Yeah, I mean, from what we understand, right, balance is tough. So we have to prioritize what goes where and what our priorities are. when it comes to sustainability in Doctor, what we can basically do is, like, a little example I can give you is just to reduce emissions as much as possible. Like, we have ships and trucks. So what we can do is we have devices that we can put on our trucks to let us know how much emissions we're excreting. So we can find what is the cheapest way, the cheapest methodology, or the cheapest route that we can take, which will produce the least amount of emissions. So if you expand that out to all over Malaysia, you imagine how many trucks are running all the time, how much emissions they're giving off. We need to figure out how to lessen that as much as humanly possible. And this is where we come in. You put in GPS devices, you put in emission devices to let us know. So this is just a small example of what we can do for sustainability. And our government actually has a lot of good incentives for us. They do provide a lot of rules and regulations that we need to follow in order to reduce as much as we possibly can. So there is a lot out there. We're just not utilizing it as we should.
That's an eye-opening not only for me, but for all of us here, right? Okay. Nowadays, the pandemic has shown sustainability is vital. But how can project professionals help? Community Farizwan can answer that?
Sorry, can you repeat the question again?
Nowadays, the pandemic has shown sustainability is vital, but how can project professionals help to cope with that?
So we must, by following the standard operating procedure, which given the fundamental of this SOP has own procedure for every, like a state is has own procedure for each operation running. So as we as an executive need must ensure all our workers being follow the SOP. So started from there, the operation will become smooth lah for daily operations.
I think it really just comes down to our planning. As project managers, as project professionals, what we decide really makes an impact. So yeah, we have to follow all government issues. We have to do the best we can. And SOP, the pandemic did actually show a huge shift that we don't need to live the way we used to. We don't need all to come into office at all times. We don't need to spend as much as we used to before. The pandemic did show us that. So it showed us a new world that we could live in, a new world where we could change. And that's where it really helps. So as project managers, as project leaders, as company industries, we have to go towards that direction now. We have to let go of the archaic things that we used to do and step towards the future.
All right, thank you. HYRBID, do you want to share anything about that?
It's like what Mr. Azbid said just now, but our government also has produced some SOP regarding our pandemic, which is vital for our sustainability. So during this our pandemic, which we are facing just currently, so for industry like us, we need to maintain the crucial operation only, which is we only produce what must, and we are lessen our unrequired works, which we will reduce our manpower and we will increase our mechanization program, which we are using less labor, which compare the machine. So when we are using machine, we can coverage more, and we can also monitor the machine by using our device, which is that can prevent us, or it can lower the risk for us which lower the risk for us for face the infection. So what we what we do is we lesser our labor shortage, and then we increase our mechanization in order to create a sustainability work which can be produced without fully maximize of labor requirement. So that's all.
Alright, as you stated in your statement, so does reducing manpower, does it related to terminate the employee? Isn't it related or no?
Sorry, pardon, Miss.
You stated earlier reducing manpower, does it related to terminate the employee?
Does it related with?
Termination of the employee to reduce
Oh
the
no.
manpower.
This is still due because in our daily estate operation, we are what we call we are upgrading our technique by transform from our manual labor to mechanization, which is if we are using mechanization compared to manual, we can get a better productivity, we can get a better procedure, which is we can control. So some of our labor
our company applied the technology, mechanization technology for reducing the labor. We just focusing on manual labor. So in this pandemic situation, so when the labor is shortage, so we need to apply the technology by using the mechanization or others technology that will help us in order retain the sustainability, and also our daily operation job still can be done without labor or in a small amount of labor. So the application of technology actually help us in both sides, labor shortage and also the sustainability.
I think coming back to your question, it's not about terminating employees, right? Mechanization, automation does not mean that we terminate the employees. The employees are actually shifted to other departments. It's more about re-educating and re-skilling them to other things. Like we can take drivers and teach them a bit of accounting, put them in that direction. There's a lot that you can do. It does not always necessitate the termination of employees. Like not for us anyway. We always disassemble them. We put them in other departments. We help them grow. We teach them. We give them training. So I think that's a common fear when it comes to progress. That we're going to replace everyone with robots. We're going to replace everyone with machines. That really doesn't work, because you need someone to run the robots and the machines in the first place.
Yes.
So it is all about re-education. It's all about reassembling. Like there's a huge thing happening in America right now where coal is running out, and the coal miners are up in strike. What about our jobs? What about jobs? There's nothing we can do. There's nothing you can do. There's no way to dig anymore. So what they're doing is they're teaching coal miners how to code. So coal miners are now becoming professional software developers because they're being taught to code, and that is how we work. That is how we progress. Is that we have to re-educate, reassemble them. It's not about letting people go. It's about helping people change.
Thank you for enlightening me out. All right, next. In your opinion, how does the organization cope with the natural disaster during running on the project? So as we know now, there are many reports that in news that natural disaster was in every state in Malaysia. Can you answer that?
There's usually a BCP in place. It's a business continuity project, business continuity plan that every company has. And every time you're audited, actually, this comes up as well. So in terms of natural disasters, there is a plan in place on how we are to proceed. If there's a flood, if there's an earthquake, how do we proceed? How do we make the best of the situation? How do we keep our workers safe, first and foremost? And how do we progress on with our work, especially if we're like in the shipping industry? You need to be able to keep working to be able to deliver the goods and services to all the people around Malaysia. Like people need their nasi lemak. How do we get their nasi lemak to them? So this is where a BCP actually comes in. Every company has its own set of rules, a BCP that they put into effect every time there is a natural disaster.
All right, thank you. Okay, does Mr. Hadri or Mr. Faris want to add up something about that?
Okay, yes. Regarding how do the organization cope with each in our estate management, we have established the team, the specific team for safety and sustainability, which got ERT, which is for emergency response team. So this team has been distributed into a few of category disaster, which is we have flood team, chemical spillage team, firefighting team, or incident or accident investigation team, which is every of this sub team has their own role to act if there are any disaster or incident happen, which is they already know how to do, what to do, and how to act if there are any emergency occur. So that's mean this thing is not to prevent the disaster from happen, but which is we could at least reduce the risk of the dangerous occur, and we put them all our estate management and our employee, our workers into safe position during that incident if it happen.
All right, thank you. Mr. Faris, want to add something?
So same goes like Mr. Hadi and Mr. Abid was say before. In order us to organization to cope with the natural disaster during run the project is actually the plantation sector was facing some sensitive issue regarding Europe perspective about our palm oil, our biodiversity. So we try to prove that that the plantation sector was in a organization of a plantation sector is an organization that straight to the environmental issue, which we during our new planting also we put in our principle and criteria that we must follow the sustainability criteria to in order us to get the certificate from MPOB, that is Malaysian MSPO, Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil. So the issue that been raised by Europe that we are facing now, so we must encounter them and prove to them that we protect our environment and our country. So the palm oil actually is
Sorry, Mr. Faris, your stop. Mr. Faris, can you continue on enlightening about that? Because you just lost your connection just now.
So like I said before, our plantation sector is strict to the environmental issue. So we regarding the natural disaster, so we practice the best practices in our daily operation to ensure there is no operation that lead to the natural disaster. Yes, it's only from me.
And what precaution project managers to think as the climate emergency worsen? What precaution project managers can take to cope with the climate emergency worsen? Maybe Sir Hadri or Sir Farizan or maybe Sir Azid can answer that.
This is actually a bit of a tough one. The issue is that as the climate emergency does worsen, we have to rely on, because we don't exactly have the knowledge on how to deal with this ourselves. So we rely on the government when it comes to something like this. We rely on the government mandates, government orders that this is what we need to do, this is the progress that we need to do, this is the direction we need to go. As just project managers working as in my company, there's not much I can do, there's not much say that I have that will focus on this. So that's why we need actual guidance. We need guidance on how to deal with situations like this, because it is beyond my scope, I would say, honestly. So that's where we really need to rely on our own government. We really need to rely on the scientists that are actually coming up with the solutions to what to do, how to do it, and then we need to actually go ahead with it. It becomes a huge discussion of cost-benefit analysis when it comes to this. Or is it worth it? We're losing a lot of money. And that's where we need to focus, that it's not always about the money. We do need to prepare for the future. So we need to go to that direction. So that's the best that we can do on our end. We just simple project managers, isn't it?
Yeah. And for Mr. Hadri and Mr. Farizan, since you both working at the plantation industry, can you share a little bit? A natural disaster might be worsened and will be impact on your industry, right? So how will you cope with that?
Okay, like we said, I think this is a tough part. But in our nature-based solutions, in our plantations, so that we are trying to conserving our natural forests, wetlands that can help communities prepare for or cope with and recover from disaster, including slow onset events such as drought. So in our department, so we have our special team which are established for preserving and conserving our natural environment, which we must follow all the principles, all the criteria given, and also we will follow all the available act and regulation that are related for this emergency climate worsen. So I think that's not much that we can do, but we are trying to lessen the probability, which we will avoid the high risk zone with hazard resistant structures and our workers' houses, our housing, and protect and develop hazard buffers. So in order that we develop culture of prevention and resilience, and we will train our community to improve early warning and response system and alert with it. So after that, maybe we can build institution and development with new policy and plan regarding what we are facing on if that climate worsen. So I think it's more to our common sense, or what we call common sense that we need to do what is right to do. So what we want, what our objective is, we would like to conserve our industry, but we also would like to conserve our nature. So I thought that's a little bit for me.
So like Mr. Azdi and Mr. Hadri said before, I think the most is not about we only, but it's become a big issue actually. So as part of project manager or any leaders in our team, we must take precaution by educate our workers, even the foreign workers and local workers, regarding the standard operating procedure or any daily routine that we do. We should follow strictly in order to avoid the disaster, the climate emergency become worse. Yeah.
Alright. As stated earlier about the regulation, can the three of our panel share about us about the act and regulation that used in Malaysia and environmental issue in Malaysia? Can you share?
Again.
Can you share with us about act and regulations that used in Malaysia?
Right. I'm sorry. I really couldn't hear you. I'm terribly sorry.
Can you share with us about the act and regulation that apply in Malaysia?
Well, I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, that's not my area of expertise. I think I'm gonna have to leave that one to Mr. Hafiz or Mr. Hadri.
Act regulation, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So as a plantation sector, we stick to follow the MSPO. So MSPO, Malaysian Sustainability Palm Oil, and the criteria that we must follow. We should, in order us to sell or to sell our raw product like palm oil, we must follow strictly what MPOB, Malaysian Palm Oil Board, been asked for in order us to get the certificate from the MSPO. So actually all the act was there, and some have been presented before about the MSPO and the principle and the criteria. So we must follow strictly to the act.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Farizwan. Does Mr. Hadri want to add up something?
Okay, so regarding all the act or legal requirement related, actually there are a lot for us to follow the law regulation that consists within our sustainability and our protecting environment, which is the some of the legal requirement, which is some of is act. So one of it is we have Land and Wildlife Protection, which is under Code National Land Code, Land Acquisition Act 1960, Land Compensation Act 1960, and our Employment Act 1955. So I thought if I would like to mention all of these, there are a lot that are related in our sustainability program. But all of this act, we are compulsory to follow all this act in order for us to bring good quality and good environmental conservation in order for us to maintain and to to show that as we can conserve some good example of sustainability. So I thought that's all.
Thank you for sharing with us. Alright, next question is, what sustainability challenge does your organization face?
So for the challenge that we organization faced was when we in the plantation sector, mostly we are handling the foreign labor and local labor. So when it came to foreign labor with a different background like language and their culture, so we try to implement the sustainability with our team by conduct daily training. So daily training and gain improve their knowledge and give the information about the importance of sustainability. So by actually is a teamwork. So we need to strengthen our team and educate them, even though they are from a different country. So I think it's one of the challenge that we're facing by our plantation sector today.
For us, sustainability challenges that we face is basically lowering our emissions. In the shipping industry, in oil and gas and trucks, we spend a lot, and that's what we need to do. We need to lower as much as humanly possible, and that's where it comes from. In order to stop spending as much, to stop wasting on petrol, stop wasting on trucks, and especially in the computer industry as well, we need to lower down the amount of equipment that we use. Because a lot of it does go to waste, a lot of it is being thrown away, and that is a huge waste, and it really does affect us.
Thank you. And how does the organization itself measuring the progress? Can you share with us?
We have definitely increased. We've definitely gone better than what we were. And that's the momentum that we want to keep taking. We have put in what you call marks that we have done. We've done in things that we put in, what's it called? Key marks that we've done so far, and how we can keep progressing. So we keep following that pattern as best as we possibly can. So we keep going down that path, lowering the cost, lowering our emissions, and just helping out as best we can, and following the government SOPs, the government mandates, especially when it comes to climate and environment, as best as possible.
And what about the plantation industry, Mr. Hadri or Mr. Faizwan?
Okay, so the question is how are the company measuring the progress? So how do we to follow the parameter given is our company itself has established a safety and sustainability department in order to measuring the progress of sustainability to ensure all the estates are capable to co-opt the best practices of criteria and the principles of sustainability by annually internal auditing and hiring annually external third-party license or approved that were analyzed by MPOB. So that's mean each year or every 2 years for our external visit, we have an audit to ensure that every our estate operation are being followed by standard and followed by regulation of available act that must be followed. So on the summarize of all of the audit, so we will receive the report if the parameter were being followed or not. So this means each of year we have an audit process to determine whether this company or the estates are measuring the progress and follow the parameter or not.
Actually, by auditing, we improve our our daily routine activity, and as we follow the rule and regulation, and we keep track our activity, so there is the parameter is there, so we must strictly follow, and then by auditing it actually guide us how to manage our daily operation.
Alright, and how does the organization ensure that all of the employees will adapting and apply the sustainability in their daily job?
Alright, first of all, when the first time we are trying to introduce this sustainability to our employees, first we will conduct an event or what we call training to our employees regarding the sustainability program to ensure the objective of our sustainability will achieve and is our adaptable to this sustainability culture in our daily estate life. So every year in our estate, we will keep refreshing training to all our workers and all our management together to refresh and to understanding regarding this sustainability program.
It is about training and leading. You train them, and then you have to be the leader as well. You have to show them that you're doing the same thing. So you put them through training, you teach them how to do the work, you teach them how to change, you teach them what the best methodology is, and then you lead them by doing exactly what you taught. And that's what we do from there, to help them actually understand, to help them understand that they're not alone in this, we're all in this together, we're all doing this together.
Alright, Mr. Azri, does it have a certain duration of time on the training itself?
Depends from training to training. There's always needs to be a recourse. We always need to retrain. So let's say the way we do training is we take half the people, we train them for a couple of days, then we change them to the other half. And then you need to retrain them every 6 months, every 1 year. There needs to be a refresher course to let people know. And that way it's integrated in them. So when the next generation of worker comes in, they pick it up from the higher generation, from the older generation, and then it just flows. So you need to focus on our current generation, the next generations will just pick it up immediately.
Become actually this the operation is actually same for everyday daily operation. So the training actually for refreshment only, and or we just need to keep remind our workers or our newcomers, our new recruiter for follow the what we've been told them to during the training. So it's about the refresh training, reminder, keep remind them to follow strictly what we want and what they should do and what they do not to do in their daily activity or operation. So when a newcomer, we need to apply a training, we need to conduct a training for them to understand what we want, and also it's a good training, a good example for them to follow.
Thank you for answering my question. Time now showing 10 a.m. For your information, we have 10 minutes break. But before we go in for our break, if you guys have a question, feel free to scan the barcode that we gave earlier, like a coupon, to fill in your curiosity there. So we will come back at 10 a.m. Thank you. Alright, welcome back. As promised, at 10:10 a.m. So for our panel information, we also stream this forum at YouTube channel. So we have our online audience are streaming on YouTube right now. So we will continue the session with the Q&A session from the audience. Right, let's start. Alright, we have questions from our audience. Do you have Do your company take intern students since we are final year students? Everyone was seeking for internship. So can you share?
Yeah, we have an internship program you can apply at and just try your luck. Like, you can always go online and look around. There are internship positions available.
Same goes to our plantation sector. Mostly we take intern student. Same from me. Actually, I also do the internship at plantation sector. So you can can join us. Just apply and go to our website, Trackwin Corridor Sdn Bhd. So you check there how to apply internship at our company.
Alright, for the next question. As managers, during the pandemic, there were outlined SOPs that employees need to adhere to. So how do managers know that employees are adhered to SOP while working? Maybe by doing monitoring? Thank you.
There is a huge amount of trust that goes into this because you have to understand you cannot treat your employees as children. You can't keep an eye on them at all times. You can't just be big brother on the monitor watching at all times. They are adults. So you have to treat them as adults. The moment you start treating them as kids, that's a very bad work environment. So what we do is whenever we teach them, look, this is the new SOP, this is how we're gonna do, and we leave it to them. There might be random spot checks, like a manager might walk by and like, oh, you're not doing this, you're not doing this. So just give a gentle reminder, please put on your mask, remember to do your thing, keep social distancing, things like that. But mostly you have to trust your employees that they are adults. They'll be able to figure out what the right thing to do is, and just do not micromanage them. Because the moment you start micromanaging, that's really, really a bad work environment. You do not want to be a part of that.
Yes, I actually agree with Mr. Azbid. Actually, we are managing human. So they also have the same feeling like us. How, when, what should we do? Them and give information to them as long as they follow. And we just a spot check maybe for their during the pandemic or what the rule is they follow or not. So the keyword is we can start state the rule and regulation, and how they follow is depend on themselves. And so we as a manager or executive, we just do a spot check, monitoring for the daily routine.
All right, thank you for answering that question. So next, we have from ITHAR. Can you share any experience in handling the project?
Can you just specify regarding the handling project? Can you take an example?
Can you repeat the question, sorry?
What do you mean by experience in handling project? Is it a sustainability project or our own project in our company?
In general, maybe for your own project?
So Izhar, you just need to remember at all times, nothing ever goes according to plan, right? You could be a project manager, you could have everything set out in stone. We're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. It doesn't always work that way. You need to you need to always be prepared for contingencies. You always need to be prepared for emergencies. So your employees might not always be there on time. The traffic might not work on time. There's 101 things that can go wrong. As a project manager, as a project lead, it is your job to keep a cool head and figure out the next best solution. You need to figure out what to do, how to handle a situation, how to handle an error every time it happens. That's the best thing that you can do. You can never, there is no such thing as 100% perfect plan. That will never happen. In all my years, that's never happened. I'm pretty sure I can speak for Mr. Hadri and Mr. Hafiz. They say there's no such thing as 100% foolproof plan. Things always do go wrong. Your job is to figure out the best next methodology. That's the best you can do.
Yeah, I agree also with Mr. SB.
All right, thank you. For the next question, from Azman Kuti, what you did to yourself if they have an attitude problem?
Okay, so in our management, so what we do to our staff if they have some of attitude problem, which is for me it is normal for us as human that we have we can't be perfect, but as human we also have some minor problem that we can't be followed and can't be perfect anytime. But if this situation happens, in our management, we will give some of them. We'll call them to come to meet to meet with us, and then we ask them why, and we should know what is the root cause of the problem. So how the problem rises. So we need to know the root cause first, and then we will ask them to justify the problem. So if the same problem keep repeating, so we will try to correct them, and by giving them some verbal warning, or if that person can't follow our justification, so we will keep that fellow to ensure that problem will not be risen again. So if that still happen, we will giving them 3 times of verbal warnings, and then followed by warning letter. So that's all. So estate management, which is also applies same in our company, based on JTK, Jabatan Tenaga Kerja.
All right, thank you for answering that. And we might have more questions again. So the next question is, what opinions, strategies for project to become more sustainable? This is from Aditi.
Okay, so like in our industry, plantation industry sector, each of us need to follow compulsory. So it's compulsory for us to follow the MSPO program, which being instructed by MPOB, our Malaysian Palm Oil Board. So for us as planters in our estate management, we need to be certified by MSPO or RSPO, which is a compulsory for us to have that certification in order for us to sell our raw product to the millers, and the millers also need to be certified by MSPO for their mill in order for them to receive our raw material. So if both estates and mill have that certification, the millers can sell the product to our international to receive the profit based on it. So what I try to mention here is mostly in Malaysia, in our country, most of us for estate agriculture sector, we have that certification in order for us to what we call to keep continuing our daily routine is.
All right. What about from Mr. Afif? Can you share?
No, I think I agree, Mr. Hadri. Every different company, every different sector has its own methodologies on becoming sustainable. We will, for us, follow the
For the next question,
bring.
okay, good morning. May I know what qualification does your organization search to fulfill any vacancy regarding to the sustainability? This is from Anonymous. Can you answer that?
Actually, for our plantation sector, mostly I am from UiTM also. So my background was Bachelor in Planting Industry Management, and my diploma was Diploma in Planting Industry Management. So my basic was there about plantation sector. So it depends on your position that you want to apply. And as my position as assistant manager in estate, so the departments for sustainability department, maybe someone else should answer this question. But for me, when I joined the plantation sector, I keep learn and gain knowledge from the sustainability department and also from my friend Mr. Hadri. We keep on track the same information and knowledge in order us to follow the rule and regulation. Actually, you can start join us by check the website or how does the company need, how student need to fulfill their what scope they need to join the company. So for me, any background or any holders bachelor or diploma can join the company based on the specific what do you want to join, what job do you want to in order that sustainability, maybe the sustainability department can answer the question. But from my base experience, I'm from a bachelor and diploma from UiTM. As long as you can see, I'm here as an assistant manager, and I think you all also can be same to join the plantation sector is okay, and you can try.
Okay, what about Mr. Azri?
I don't think there are any qualifications that we search for. We have to, what we call, just fulfill any applications that we have. If I understand this question correctly, it's asking any qualifications that my organization searches for, or any. Of course, you said it was vacancy and sustainability. Right, I'm not quite sure what exactly that pertains to, a vacancy and sustainability, but qualifications as from people. What in people, is that it?
From operation management.
From operation management. All right. We just need to make sure that everyone's doing their job, per se. That's the only qualification that we look for, is that people, first off, they need to know what their rights are, what their responsibilities are, especially when it comes to sustainability. It's not just about doing your job. That whenever you come to work, there is, besides your job description, there's another letter that's handed to you, right? It is the code of ethics, it is the code of conduct, it is the code of what we're expecting from you, how you behave. And that, a lot of it has to do with sustainability. We just need to make sure that is being followed at all times. And that's what we do. We just keep an eye on everyone and make sure everything's running smoothly.
All right, what about Mr. Hadri's side? You want to add up something on that?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so like just what Mr. Farizwan said just now. So in our company, which is under plantation, actually we have many departments in our plantation. So such as in my position right now, I'm under executive as an assistant manager in our estate. Same like my colleague, Mr. Farizwan. So my qualification is also from diploma majoring in Sandabi plantation, which consists of every type of crop available in Malaysia. So in our plantation sector also, in our department, company department, we have various project, which is departments such as safety, business, finance. So at least it's more to overall, because this is a big company. So that I think there's a lot of you guys can search in our company sector, which are applicable within your qualification. For me, I thought it is not a problem for you guys to try to join us. You message in our website, like Mr. Farizwan said just now. So I think there's too much and variable positions in our company for new bachelors that are graduated from bachelors. So I mean, so there are chances for you guys to join us. So that's all.
Maybe the audience will come with the spirit and apply to your company, I guess. All right, since the time has come to almost come to the end, we take the last question for the last one. So the last question is, currently, what monitoring and evaluating M&E system does your company use to ensure sustainability exists during managing a project?
So currently, the monitoring and evaluation system that our company, like we said before, we have our own department, safety and sustainability department, that will come and evaluate our daily routine or operation in order for us to follow the rule and regulation. And then for if we follow the rule and regulation, by right there is no problem for us to get certificate MSPO from the MPOB side. And so we follow the rule and regulation, we follow our department safety and sustainability department. As long as that, we can sell our raw product to millers. Same goes to millers, and millers can export their product to the outside. That is the how we monitor and evaluation by our own safety and sustainability department. We create our safety and sustainability department.
Alright, does Mr. Hadri or Mr. Asbi want to add on something on this question?
Alright, so as for me, it just like what Mr. Farizwan mentioned just now. I think it's not only trade meets, company also have safety and sustainability department. So I think all of our available company in plantation in Malaysia must compulsory to follow the guideline given by MSPO or MPOB. On our question and answer session just now, every year we have annual audit by our internal safety department and sustainability department, and also we have external, which is third party came from MPOB that are being acknowledged and certified by them to audit us in order to check or to confirm whether our estate are following the sustainability program or not.
Mr. Asbi wants to add on something?
I think Mr. Azbi is not here.
Yeah, alright, I think there's connection problem. Alright, we have requests from our program advisor, from Madam Faiza. Sorry. This is the questions to our panel. This is the last question, I promise. Alright, did your company use any special software or system to manage and control your project progress? Can you share us how it's good? Thank you.
Okay, I think Mr. Farizwan can share regarding this question. So I'll let him answer first.
So regarding software and system, actually our company, most our daily routine, we are focusing regarding the mechanization and technology, new technology for our raw product. Currently we at the rubber plantation sector. To say the specific software or system that we do, it more on how we collect our latex, let's say the rubber plantation, how we want to take out the raw product to be sent to the miller. So we try to apply some mechanization and new technology as long as there is applicable, and also during the labor shortage, is depend on our management how to use the technology. By it's difficult for us to say the specific software or system. For me, the system was how we want to collect our product to be able to send to the millers. So the system is the operation, how we handle the operation to collect the product to able to be sold to the millers. No, difficult for us to say the specific software how we monitor. Currently there is no specific software. But the system was there. The system how to conduct, how to maintain labor, how to arrange labor, how we try to create the system for us to able the product be take out and be sold to the millers.
All right. Thank you for answering all of the questions. And time now showing 10:36 a.m. We have come to the end of the forum. Alhamdulillah, such a great session we have this morning. To conclude, sustainability is a challenging concept for many projects based on organization, but it's also something project professionals are thinking about more than before. In project programs and portfolios, sustainability remains significant and important. In fact, it is a fundamental competence vital for improving and facilitating effective projects, programs, and also portfolio management. As we know, sustainability involves taking individual as well as their organizational responsible, so it's something that all project professionals need to be understand. Before we end our webinar, I would like to remind everyone to scan the QR code and fill in your attendance that already been given earlier, and please ensure that your name is spelled correctly for the certificate purposes. And on behalf of the organizing committee, we will really appreciate your attendance and participation in the hybrid webinar. I really hope that we have given our best to meet your needs today. And not to forget to our beloved panel, Mr. Muhammad Hajri bin Nur Kamal, Mr. Muhammad Farizwan Hafiz bin Yahya, and Mr. Azbik Malik. Thank you so much for lending your time and sharing with us together throughout the webinar. Before we end, I would like to have your kind cooperation from our panel to smile on the camera for the photography session. All right, on the count of 3, 2, 1, smile. Yeah.
When it comes to the photo session, I see a lot of students there.
Yeah, we have audience here actually.
Priorities are important.
Yes.
Alright. Is our technical committee ready now? Is Dr. Yanti Asfa Amira available to on your camera? Alright, okay. Okay, on the count of 3, 2, 1, smile. One more time. Smile, freestyle. Right. Yeah, okay. Alright, thank you. With that note, I thank everyone and Assalamualaikum. See you guys again. Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam. Assalamualaikum to everyone.
UiTM di hatiku.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for today.
Yeah, you're welcome.